Show of hands, who thinks a 600 can keep up with 1,000? Well, it looks like there's a ZX6R pulling up on me. Maybe he'll help us figure it out. Obviously 1,000 is gonna be faster, but how much? And are you giving anything up for that extra speed? Find out coming up. Oh, okay, buddy got no helmet on? Those people are crazy. Shouldn't be hard to get him going. Pause. So, for a couple of differences between the two. For starters, the 600s have a higher red line. Less mass allows for a faster rotation, putting the red line of a 600 at about 16,000 RPMs, give or take, whereas the 1000s, about 11 grand. In this particular case, my R1 red line's at 14,000 RPMs. It has titanium rods, and that eliminates some of that mass we were talking about earlier. So it's not as high as the 600s, but for a 1000, it's up there. But also keep in mind the extra horsepower in the... Wait, hold on, here he comes. Let's see what he does. That took a little longer than I thought it would, but I think this is it. Answer to the first question, can a 600 keep up with 1,000? Well, that depends. Mainly on the rider. But in the case where both riders have equal skill level, usually it's gonna go to the 1,000, depending on the conditions. I mean, if you're in heavy traffic, obviously it's really not gonna make much of a difference. But if there's any kind of open stretch, the 600 is not gonna be able to keep up. Right now, I'm gonna let this guy stay ahead, but eventually I'm gonna go. And when I go, I'm gonna be gone. Back to what I was gonna say before with the gearing. The extra horsepower in the 1,000 allows them to gear it taller. So you're gonna get higher speeds out of each gear than the 600, even though the RPM is lower. So this R1 at 14,000 RPMs is doing 97 miles an hour. Whereas the ZX6R that I used to have topped out at 85 miles per hour in first gear at 16,000 RPMs. All right, so from here on out, I'm not gonna let him pass me anymore. So if you see him get in front of me, he earned that one. Obviously, you can see we're not doing any crazy reckless speeds or anything like that, but that makes it even harder for him to keep up. I mean, think about it. If we were doing 160, 170 miles an hour, and he got his momentum up to there, then, you know, he'd be keeping up. But since we're not doing that, you know, and we're slowing down and being observant of traffic and all of that, it's like, you know, you got to keep picking the speed back up. And obviously I can do that a lot better than he can. Pause. The 600s are known to handle better. They have a shorter wheelbase and they're usually lighter. But unless you're taking it to the track, you're really not going to notice. And when I say that, I acknowledge it's going to feel way different. But I mean, there's nothing you're not going to be able to do with enough practice on your 1,000 that you could do with a 600 in a street environment. And if I'm being totally honest, I think I enjoyed the 600 more as far as the total experience of riding it. Pause. See, the R1 I fell in love with for the sound and the look. It's just a beautiful bike. And when I saw it and heard it, I needed to have it. But I don't go that fast, and I can't really enjoy the bike the way it's meant to be enjoyed. At least on the 600, you can go through a couple of gears before you have to worry about getting in any serious trouble. On this bike, no. First gear, that's it. If you want to go to the top of second, you're asking for it. Traffic's been so horrible anyway, it's hard to enjoy anything. This is the time of year everybody comes down for the winter. So, you know, I came from somewhere, obviously, but at least I stayed. Nah, but it's not even just the winter, it's worse in the winter. But all year round, every year it gets worse and worse. And I try not to buy into these conspiracy theories, nothing like that. But when I first moved down here, this is like, man, almost 10 years ago. When I first moved down here, I heard something about these people, lawmakers, getting caught on a hot mic saying they were gonna purposely do things to jam up traffic. to try to get people to start taking public transportation more. I mean, it went in one ear, out the other. I didn't want to hear that crap. But now, looking back, it makes you think. Alright, let me slow down because I'm about to take this exit, pause, and I want to see how long it takes Buddy to catch up. So, if you ever wondered, could a 600 keep up with 1,000? Now you have your answer.
Hi, Douglas Antonio.